Well, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Red Baron. I'm from the unfairadvantage.chat, and I use charts by fibbycharts.com. Thank you for joining me once again. I know I've been welcome for back, everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Red Baron. I'm from the unfair. I have a good excuse. I was in a turkey coma. It's Thanksgiving, and my son is a master chef, and good God, that boy can cook. So I'll tell you what, I passed out, and I was out literally out cold. I fell asleep at I think something like 9 o'clock that night, and I slept literally until 2:30 in the afternoon. So the next day, so that's some strong cooking right there. So anyway, I'm back, guys. It's good to be back. Sorry I haven't done some live broadcasts publicly for a while. Just got a lot of stuff going on. It's a busy month. Busy month. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at a few things here. So give me a few minutes, wait for the normal suspects to kind of wash into the chat here. I'll be with you in just a second. Same as I always do, I'm going to kill my mic here for just a little bit. So you guys that are new to the broadcast, there's going to be a little bit of radio silence here while I alert the world that I'm out and about, and I'll be back to you here in just 1 second. So you're not having problems with your audio. It's just I killed the mic while I'm doing this stuff. And I'll be back here in just a second. You can go ahead, if you're watching on tape delay, go ahead and fast forward. I'll be with you in just one moment. Well, happy Saturday, everybody. Thanks again, once again, for joining me. So you guys are new on the live cast here. Give me a couple seconds. I usually kill a little bit of time waiting for everybody to come in. Just kind of talk about a few things here, and then we'll get to the market analysis and stuff like that. So how's everybody doing? Everybody survived Thanksgiving? Nobody disowned their family over jab issues and I'm so happy I don't have to do that. I've got no family anymore. My parents have passed away, and I really don't give a rip about most of my extended family. So it's just me and Chase and his girlfriend. So that was probably the most civil, probably the most civil Thanksgiving. I'll tell you what I don't look forward to anymore. I'm glad I don't have to do anymore. Is I was married to a little Iowa farm girl. I have to kind of preempt this a little bit. You guys that are new to my live stream, I'm notorious for telling stories. Of people that are fans of this show, I'm full of stories. I'm a world traveler. I'm a 30-year investor. I've got some things that have gone on, and I'm constantly segueing with stories, and people tend to enjoy my stories. And so I'm gonna kill a little time while waiting for the usual suspects to come in here. So I'm just rambling, but I'll get on with it here in just a minute. But anyway, as I was getting ready to say. I was married to a simple little Iowa farm girl, and Chase and I don't miss going up there, up into Albert City, Iowa. Graduating class of 12. That's how small this town is. Okay, and my wife's graduating class was 12 kids, and two of those were bussed in from further areas because they had no school, and so one of the things, most of the people that are up there in that area live to be well over 100 years old. It is the place you go where time stops. And I'm telling you what, it is 100 hours. We usually go up there for about the weekend. We'll get up there on a Thursday, stay over till like Saturday, whatever. And thank God in heaven that we finally escape, usually by Saturday night. But I'm telling you, I am not missing those days of going up there and listening to farm reports about the crops and who died, and just over and over and over. I swear to God, like the reason everybody lives to 100 years old is there's nothing going on out there. I'm not necessarily sure those people might be in their mid 30s, but it just seems like they're old. I don't know, but I'm happy that phase in my life, married years, etc., etc., is over, because it's a hell of a lot more exciting. I tell you, like for example. I'm a hell of a lot, birthdays have never really been much of a thing. I certainly am still talking about the birthday party y'all threw for me in Georgia. That was so fun, guys. Can't wait to do it again. 55th birthday is going to be a hell of a bash. There'll be a lot more of you guys to celebrate. And trust me, you guys have missed the last one. You're not going to want to miss the next one. The next one, we're going to do it up right. So it was pretty fun the first time, but next time's going to be bigger and wilder. So we're going to probably do that somewhere. It'll be special. It'll be special. So, of course, obviously, Vegas followed the 2 weeks after that. And, of course, we've got coming up here the week after April Fool's Day week, which will be the 8th, 9th, and 10th, I think, or something around there. We're going to be meeting in Miami, Florida. We're going to do a crypto cruise. It's going to be a full seminar and stuff, and we're going to talk about crypto, teach you guys how to get your poop in a group and get yourself incorporated, trust set up, etc., how to protect your assets, because we're going to be a lot of newfound millionaires this year in 2022, and I don't want to see any of you guys lose your money. So that's kind of what we're here for, is one-stop shopping to help you get it, help you keep it out of the hands of the bad guys that want to take it from you. All right, so once again, thank you very much for joining me. Again, the people that are new, my name is Red Baron. I'm from the Unfair Advantage .chat. Link in the description box below. You can join our free chat on the Discord. We'd love to have you be a part of what we're doing. And I'm going to be using some charts from this website you're seeing on the screen right now, which is FibbyCharts.com, featuring automated intelligence AI bots, something unlike anything you've ever seen on YouTube before. I won't go over the details about what makes it so special. Just hang out with me for a while. Like and subscribe. See what's going on here. You'll find that this is why we call it the Unfair Advantage. It's not anything like you've ever seen on YouTube before. This is not standard TA. This is basically bots that predict and analyze statistical probabilities for highs and lows and stuff like that. And it is absolutely stunning how accurate this thing can be. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Get started. See how many people we got in the chat here. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I think we got enough. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump on in here. I haven't had a chance, like I said. I've been in a turkey coma here for 18 some odd hours, so this is all new to me, man. I'm just waking up to kind of get my first look at this. Oh, by the way, one more thing I left out. If you guys want to subscribe. So Chase had a Black Friday deal going on. His girlfriend is in town right now, so I mentioned this to the guys that are in the VIP or into the Discord. I mentioned that Black Friday thing apparently has been held over. He's out running around with his girlfriends in town from Chicago. So he meant to end that at midnight last night. So, word to the wise, just grab it if you can, because he's still got the prices. I know he's going to shut it off today. So if you'd like to do that, just go to subscribe. Go to subscribe right now, and he's got all the prices that are set in on that for all the different variations of levels of stuff that we got. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to be using Platinum Pro, which is my favorite thing to use. All right, let's see what's going on with Bitcoin here. So, guys, not surprised. I told you this was going to happen. So, again, some of you folks that are new to the live stream, this is a classic example of how accurate this system can be. What you're seeing here, all this stuff is a little bit of extra spaghetti, but over here on the side, these grids, these lines and stuff are not Fibonacci lines. They're something related to our AI system, and I told everybody over 2 weeks ago, we were not going to crest past this. In fact, we're going to come down. I drew an arrow here. I showed everybody was going to go, and lo and behold, we hit it exactly to the pixel. And so this is on the one-day chart, and this is exactly where we're going. So now the future prediction, It's right there. Red box. Red box incoming, guys. This is not good. I know that I've been wanting to kind of get on live stream publicly and let everybody know what's going on here because, you know, oh, I love it. I love it when I get on YouTube and I'm watching these guys. Oh, this is the week. Oh, here we go. And I'm like, no, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere you want it to go. We're going down, 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 down. Reason we're going down is because basically it's the end of the month. Positions are clearing. You know, money's being moved around. I see nothing in the charts right now. Nothing. I see nothing in the charts that make me think that this is going to be a pump week. You can very clearly see, if you guys understand what you're looking at here, some of the guys that are fans of the show and know how my indicators work, you can see we are slightly rolling green. Now, again, this is a 1 day, so this is a long time in coming. But you can see the Bollinger Bubble here, which is the ghosty bubble that's behind all the chart movement. It's expanding in a downward direction, so that's bearish. We're at the bottom of the RSI and MACD, so bearish and bearish. We're not looking good on the DMI. There's nothing about this that looks bullish. Nothing. I mean, we have the potential in a few days, possibly in a week, to flip that. But as we progress out of the month, let's just agree that there's nothing going to happen here. There's no Hail Mary surprise that's going to come out of left field and put this thing skyward. Just not going to happen. Not going to do it. All right. So that sets the tone for what we're looking at today. So I know you Shiba guys are like, what about Shiba? What about Shiba? Oh, you know. We'll get to it. So I want to kind of make this broadcast a little bit less stories, a little bit more get to the market and kind of. I mean, we got some things to discuss. So I'm going to spend some time with you today. It's 12:40 Chicagoland time here on a Saturday. I don't care to go out and play auto hockey with the idiots, the unvaxxed or the vaxxed idiots on the street today. So I'm gonna stay in the house where I won't get ran into theoretically. So. I'll have some time then. I'll be able to spend here with you guys. All right, so looking at Ethereum here. So purple is theory. Purple is basically what should happen. It's not TA. It's basically my quick assessment of the market and where things should be going. You can very clearly see that we are in a plateaued. We're setting up for a down move. Just using standard TA from pit to point here, we're coming down a little bit further. So I got to readjust this here as things move. I'm going to kind of make a modest adjustment on that. I do believe that we are going to be coming down in this general area, but for the time being here, I'm going to adjust this up. So we have a dual AI line, if you guys understand what I'm talking about by that. That's the green line is a Fibonacci line. The bronze line is an actual AI line created by ISIS, our AI bot. So anytime you see a Fibonacci line and an AI line in tandem, we call that a dual AI, or a capital D, capital A, lowercase I, DAI for abbreviation, if you guys see that in the chat and wonder what that is. So how's my mic levels doing today, guys? I don't mean to overclip my mic, but I reset my computer. We're having some Bluetooth issues. I know I've been using my headphones for a while, and that doesn't seem to be working out very well for me here. So I'm back on the standard mic a little bit, so I know my voice probably sounds a little bit warmer than it normally sounds because I'm not using my headphones like I was. So hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully I'm not making too much noise or not popping the mic there like that. So, all right, great. All right, so back to this. So very, very likely we're going to be seeing into the 3750 Ethereum. And you know my stance on that, guys. Get your wallet out and buy the crap out of this. Buy the crap out of it. Anything that's under $4,000 in my mind, anything under 39, 38, 37, what are you doing, man? Buy it. We're going to be seeing before very long here, I would say probably by the end of the year, we're going to be seeing probably upwards of high fours, possibly even into fives by the end of the year. And I'm being extremely conservative about that. Would not even surprise me if we see this 8 to 15x move that I'm expecting by the end of the year. And I know, how can he be saying 8 to 15x? Well, I'm saying it. I'm expecting that here. When you least expect it, expect it. But until such time Stuff's on sale, boys and girls. Get it. Don't screw around with this, man. Don't. Well, I'll get it next week or whatever. This is gonna move. It's gonna move fast. Things are gonna start going and going and going so quick that you're like, regret's a son of a bitch. You know how it is? We've all had those stories. Oh, I shoulda, but you didn't. So. Keep an eye on that. So that, yeah, Ethereum, there's really no excuse. Ethereum's on every single exchange. There's really no reason that you can't trust my dual AIs. You know how this works. I mean, if you've seen this once, you've seen it 1,000 times. We're going to go into this circle. Unquestionably going to go into this circle. If they want to play the game the right way. If they don't want to go into 50% moves, which of course, by the way, would be the bottom of this red box. You guys that are new on live stream don't know what I'm talking about by 50% move. What we see is I've discovered I have a tendency to recognize patterns that are not classically accepted in technical analysis, and I'm right. I've got quite a few of them, as a matter of fact. I call them sleepers. I call them 50% moves. Something you won't hear anywhere else other than on this particular YouTube channel, and it's panned out over and over and over again, and almost to the point where you can just make money just on those funny little predictions of mine. So anyway, a standard TA and move here. Let me go back and explain this to you guys, you new guys. I always like to bring my new guys up to speed a little bit. So this line here, this purple line, let's just take this, is derived from coming to the pit to the point right here. So I basically took that, moved it down over here to the thing, and it lines right up perfectly with our dual AI line. That's basically our prediction. Now what we're seeing with this is they know that we know that they know that we know. So they're counting on the fact that our people who got a dummy's guide to technical analysis is going to go, well, of course it's going to go. They don't have the dual AI lines here, but they're still coming to basically the same broad conclusion. So what they do is they fake everybody about halfway, and then they reverse and flip it and go the other direction. So what we've taken to doing in the last 6 months is taking these lines called a velocity. This distance is, I refer to, it's my terminology, I refer to it as velocity. So the velocity either up or down is this distance. So 50% of that puts you basically right in that general area right there. And a lot of times what you'll see is it'll go down, and then it'll just change and go the other direction. And what it is, well, damn it, I thought it was going to go all the way down. Well, it didn't. And so here you are FOMOing in, panicking out, and they got you. And they got you again. So we play those moves. And so if you want to just play the safe move, got yourself about roughly a 6 to 7% drop, buy it. There's no sin in buying this at $3,900. $3,900 is a fantastic price. 37.75 is even more fantastic, but it's going to beat the shit out of buying it at $5,000, $6,000 here in the not too distant future. So if you get a chance to buy it, buy it. Don't step over dollars trying to get to pennies. It just makes no sense. So I have been looking at this. I'll show you this. I just generally don't give 2 cents about 2 rips about Litecoin. Litecoin had a recent run. The only reason I'm looking at this is I'm just looking at it for pattern recognition purposes and to see how it jibes with everything else that's going on in the market. And I see something. Well, I see a head and shoulders. There's your shoulder, there's your head, there's your shoulder. Now, classically speaking, you're looking at a drop, comes out of the head down to the shoulder level, and that drops you from, oof, that's a hell of a drop there. That's a little more aggressive. Okay, so, this is my point exactly. So if we come from that point to that, there we go. So if we go from that point to that point, I'm not imagining this is going to be a drop like this, although it could. But if we play it at the 50% point right here, it's again dropping to the dual AI line. $163. Am I an advocate of Litecoin at $163? Not in a million years. I'm not an advocate ever of Litecoin. Just A, it's too expensive. B, what can you do with it? C, it's just basically it's the bronze to the silver and gold of crypto. I have no idea why its market cap is still as high as it is, but it is basically, as I view it, worthless. Litecoin is not the right coin, as the song suggests. Otherwise, I am in full disagreement of it, and so it's literally just not going to have its day. So if you're holding this from way back when, I got good news for you. It's going to go up. Why? Because everything else is going to go up. But if you're new to the game and go get some Litecoin, don't. Don't. I don't give financial advice on this channel, but my opinion is don't. It's overpriced. It's not. You can't go from $150 Litecoin to $300 Litecoin as easy as you can go from a penny to 2 pennies in some shitcoin or emerging market coin. The math is the same. 100% returns are gained by taking $1 and turning it into $2. So look at this expensive bastard and just keep on moving. It's not a game you want to get into straight off the street. If you're already in the game, then hold. You'll do fine. But at some point in time, you're going to have to divest yourself of this and get into something that makes more sense. Swing from that high vine to the low vine and then swing up again, as the old saying goes. Hang tight, I want to open up my YouTube here so I can catch my chats and make sure I'm reading everybody's comments that are scrolling up here. I want to be able to. Yeah, this is our last chance for ETH again. Speaking of that, so now we're getting to it, that humor actually comes pretty timed because here we go, last chance under $1 again. Friggin' XRP. All right, guys. So let's go back and let's recount our greatest hits here. So this thing has meandered along and along and along. I need to move over some prediction boxes here. And give me just a second here. When we go into the moon on this thing, not until everything else does. It always goes last, and it always goes hardest. So you're not looking at XRP until probably into next year. Seriously, I mean, it'll probably have its moments where it does better than it's doing right now, but you know, guys, this is it's going to test your resolve. I mean, we had a window in October where this made sense that it might have done something, and nada. And then we had one here about 15 days ago. Nada. I wasn't exactly all that up on the last one, so I'm not necessarily expecting a window of anything. That if you're buying XRP to flip it, don't. I mean, there's far easier coins that you can get involved in. I mean, this is hard to get into. It's hard to get out of. It's just like that youngest child that's just a bitter disappointment all the time. That grows up to be a CEO of a major company and surprises you. The comparisons are actually pretty good. But right now it needs a spanking because it's not behaving. So let's get on to talking about this. Looking at this train wreck that is XRP. So Veronica, who is our in-house psychic, she's just fantastic, guys. You know, you guys who are in Vegas, you know, I don't have to tell you. You witnessed some pretty amazing things in Vegas when I brought her with me. You guys, I'm sure many of you that heard the stories are probably can't wait to be a part of our April get-together where I'm going to be bringing her to the crypto cruise and conference that we're going to be having in Miami, Florida here in April. Definitely do not miss that. So anyway, she made a call clear back in October 7th, 2021, that we were going to be hitting that level right there. And we basically pinged off it, bang. I mean, we didn't kind of hit it, we exactly hit it. Rebounded up. Now, when, in the question, to be specific, well, what about it went lower? Yes, it did. But the question we were asking her live on Woo Woo Chats on Thursdays, by the way, so guys that are new to the live stream, like and subscribe. Yes, we do some weird stuff on this channel. We're a little something from everybody, you know, we tell stories, we do whatever. You know, the core of it is crypto, but I am involved with some very, very powerful psychics that are part of a research team that I'm part of. And it's not your typical, yeah, you got a psychic. No, I really do. I've got 21 people that I work with that are high-level military, that are crypto aficionados, high-level bankers. I have some mediums. I have a little bit of everything. And we are all together to kind of get a consensus on something that's quite unique in the world. And once in a while, some of that information trickles into this channel because I'm the chart guy. So I get to sit in the corner of the room and listen to some absolutely mind-blowing stuff coming in the world. So anyway, Veronica is my buddy. She's been something that I've kind of pulled her in, and I'm just kind of getting to know her more and more and more, and the lady impresses me, to put it quite blunt. Just a hell of a sweet lady to begin with, and she's incredibly accurate. So anyway, back to this. So she called on our Woo chats that we do on Thursdays. So you guys might want to like and subscribe. Tune in on Thursdays because we get weird on Thursdays. So it's fun. If it's not your thing, then just skip Thursdays. Come in for the TA on the rest of the weeks. Some of you guys, I've seen a couple comments. I don't like that woo stuff. Well, don't come in on Thursdays. You know what it is? Just take a day off. Don't let it wreck your life. If it's your thing, be here on Thursday. If it's not, then don't show up on Thursday. Simple, problem solved. So anyway, but we're still going to do it because basically I'd say 75% of the people are on this channel kind of dig that stuff. So we're going to, give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she made a call way back when for this to hit, and it hit exactly. So we rebounded off of that, and up we went. Now I had said that I do expect it to go lower in the time stream. So the question we directed to her was what was the price going to be by Thanksgiving? And by God, she hit it almost within a day. I mean, that's close enough for hand grenades and horseshoes. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, I will go through the list of stuff, guys. So some of you guys are asking me for things like Theta. We're gonna go through it. So I hate comment delays because I say something 5 minutes later, you guys are commenting on one of my smart ass comments. So yes, being the youngest child, I know. All right. So anyway, what you can see here very clearly is you're looking at probably a drop. Let me update this just a little bit. I want to kind of throw something else in here just to kind of really totally bitterly disillusion everybody. So if you're in XRP for the money, don't be. So look at that, just dead nuts right on my purple predictor line. Yeah, guys, that's 82 cents. 82 cents XRP. I'm telling you, you have not seen the worst of this yet. If you're hoping, one of my mods, you guys all know and love him. He's my right-hand man, Logical Domain. We call him Domain. He and I sat and we watched. And I know, we watched this thing at $2. And I'm sitting here going, and my intuition was saying, should get out. And I didn't, because I'm going to hold because I'm a hodler, whatever. And so the legend that once you get out, it might be hard to get in. I'm at a level where that's true. The average person, maybe you can get in, maybe you can get out. There's plenty of places to buy XRP, but if you can't get it on Coinbase. But he didn't sell, and I didn't sell. I didn't sell for obviously volume issues. But it saw it at $2, and I knew I had a bad feeling that was going to be it for a while. And how long have we been under $2? I mean, it's just infuriating. And here we are sinking now to less over 100% drop. I mean, oh God Almighty, 50% of recent all-time high. That's disgusting, and it's going to get lower. So some of you guys ask me this question constantly, and I always want to go back and readdress it. Should I be selling out to reposition? That is a suicidal move. That's how you lose money. And again, I got to go back to the basics. I've said this over and over and over again, but for you new guys, it's always important that I go back and touch on the basics. Never take a position that you're not happy with. Well, I was happy with it until the price went down. Well, then you better learn to like it, because this is how crypto goes. You have to be sure of your position, you have to take your position, and then you have to sit on that position. And so, there's going to be up days, there's going to be down days, and, go take up a hobby somewhere. Get the hell away from the computer, stop looking at it, because it'll drive you nuts. And so just realize right now is if you've got dry powder, great. Deals are coming, man. Deals are coming. You can clearly see that by the charts. But you guys that are already in these positions, I'm in there with you. I'm holding some that are down, stuff like that. And I don't care what other investors say. You spend your money your way, I'll spend it my way. But at the end of the day, I'm not losing anything because I haven't sold. You only lose when you sell. So you have to back up and take a longer, broader view of what's going on. Oh, God, it's gone down 20%. Yes, but how much has it gone up this year? It's gone up considerably this year. How much will go up next year, and the year after that, and the year after that? This too shall pass. So it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. But, it feels better when you go find something else to do. Go ride a motorcycle. Go take up knitting. Go bowling. Go walk your dog. Do something. Just get the hell away from the charts. If you're in a position you can't do anything about it, let me give you this little bit of advice, and it is advice. Nothing's going to moon in 30 seconds. You're going to see it coming. So if you join our Discord, the number one thing that you can do is install the app for the Discord. And if you're following something like XRP, for example, let me kind of segue into this. So, say for example you are following XRP, we do have a room specifically we call the X Room, which basically features XRP, XLM, all the coins that begin with X, XDC. Just set your alarms for notifications on your cell phone that for the X Room. If anything pops up that you want to know about, then it'll notify you there. You don't have to sit in front of these things and just grind your life away staring this stuff into submission, because it isn't going to happen. Trust me. I stare at these screens because I have to, 16 hours a day. Literally 16 hours a day I'm in front of this computer. So 7 days a week, 365 days a year, unless I'm on the road somewhere. So and trust me, I've stared at this enough to know you cannot physically will this stuff to move. So just don't let it wreck your life. I mean, the whole point of getting into this stuff is to be able to have this stuff. It's supposed to be a semi-passive investment that allows you to live your life. But what's the justice in that is when you spend all your time worrying and standing over it, and then you have no life. I've got quite a few of you guys in my group that have talked about how it's kind of wrecking your sleep and how it's kind of that's the sign that you're spending too damn much time staring at the charts. That's what you got me for. Let me do it. Let me give you the updates on it, and go live your life. That's what I'm trying to help you do. I'm trying to help you build a better life. So anyway, as far as XRP goes, we're going down. It's going down. Candidly, I'm going to tell you, I really am not going to be at all shocked to see that we're going to fall into the 50 to 75 cent range. Not going to be surprised at all. We don't have the data right now to assess that wholeheartedly, but in my intuition, and it usually is right, you guys know that, don't be shocked. We're going to be seeing 75 cent or lower XRP before this is all said and done. So great, if you can get it under that, load the boat, man. Back the truck up. All right, so XLM is closing the gap, guys. So I've been telling you guys for quite a while. Actually, I want to go back and hit that real quick here. I want to see what the current gap is. All right, so I got to do a little quick math here off screen here. Hang on just a second. All right, so the gap is closing. What I mean by gap, there is a ratio between XRP and XLM. Has been 5 to 1, 4 to 1. Has been a time when, if some of you guys have been in the game long enough to remember, there has been a time when XLM actually sold for more than XRP. I'm like, really? Yeah, really. It was selling for $1 when XRP was selling for like 98 cents or something like that. So currently, right now, the ratio to XLM to XRP is shrinking. I have, and the reason I bring that up is because I have said to you guys repetitively, and you can see I'm not kidding. You can see again I'm about to be right. That XLM is going to outperform percentage-wise XRP. So we're seeing, broadly speaking, we're seeing XLM inch closer and closer and closer to the XRP price. XRP is coming down, XLM is going up. Currently, now we were as much as 5 to 1, over 5 to 1 ratio. It takes about 5 XLM to make one XRP. Well, now we're down to 2.87%, 2.87 to 1. Ain't gonna be long, kids. We're gonna be at 2.5 to 1, 2 to 1, 1 to 1, and then over. Don't be surprised. Now, what does that mean? Fine. So at the end of the day, when someone starts squawking statistics like that at you, well, what are you supposed to do with that information? What does that mean to you? How do I put that in my pocket and spend it at Walmart? You don't. The point is you look at that and you say, okay, what should I be doing with my money? That's the question you should be asking yourself. You're looking for the fastest pony in a race filled with lots of ponies. You don't go, I like XLM because blah, 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 and you just totally blow off everything else. Well, what you should be doing is you should be looking at XLM related to the whole race, the other ponies. How's it doing compared to XDC? How's it doing compared to Theta? How's it doing compared to, pick your favorite coin, Polkadot, whatever, ADA. It's doing fairly well. And then the second question you have to ask yourself is, what's the worst that can happen? I always fall back to this, and like if I buy this thing right now at 32 cents, and this thing falls out of bed and drops down to 15 cents, which I'm not suggesting it will, but you know, if it really falls into the pit of hell, am I going to have to freak out and take major loss? No, no. Paper loss, theoretical loss. You don't lose until you sell. The question is this a solid horse that's not going to go lame on me? Is it going to run a good race? Is it going to run a fast race? I'm telling you right now, XLM is a fantabulous investment because basically it's backed by IBM. It's got big money behind it. It's kind of the silver to XRP's gold. It doesn't have the legal issues of stuff that XRP does. It pretty much generally it's closing the gap in ratios. And it's going to be, as I said 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,001 more times if I have to, is it's going to outperform on a percentage basis XRP this year, and we're already seeing it. It's 2.87 to 1 ratio. Not that long ago, it was a 5 to 1 ratio. So you can see that XRP is losing steam. This is gaining steam, or a combination thereof. What I'm suggesting to you is this. If you buy this stuff, and right now, would you buy it? Would you buy it right now and feel good about it? Well, you know, if I'm just speaking statically, again, there's another prediction that the cloud hit into it. We got darn close. This thing is still trending down, so we have more down to go. I think we're going to be down. You know, if the whole market's going to be tanking, not going to be surprised. Let me really zero in on this. We got opening move there, closing move. So we're in basically into a new formation. However, we're in a downward channel here. I think we got a little bit more steam to lose. I think we're going to come back and we're going to at least test down here into this general area here below the green box. If I just pull out standardized TA, I can verify that again. You can see it's right there. We're going to pretty much fall down there to, where's that at? 30. Let's just call it 31. From 31, you know, if the whole rest of the market's just going to go into the pit of hell, then I can assure you we will definitely be below this yellow box, into the red box, and probably down here on my order line. Don't ask me what that is. That's something to do with one of my diamonds. But the probability that we're going to be down here in this area right here is very good, at least to the red box. So should you be buying it now? If you didn't listen to me and you bought it right now, and you go, oh shit, well it ended up going lower. You know, he didn't tell me, or I didn't listen when he said it was going to go lower. It's okay. Don't freak out. Don't reposition. Don't sell. Don't make the exchanges rich. Don't give them your exchange. Don't give them your trade money and take them. Don't bag a loss. You don't need to be doing that. So if you're holding it, hold it, because you're going to be seeing some impressive gains. This is going to be one of those coins that's going to go 8 to 15x, probably to the high end of that. When this thing turns, oh Lord, is it going to go? Right now, basically, I'm watching this. The play originally was wanted to do Shiba, go to the moon with Shiba, throw it over to XLM, go to the moon again and XLM, and then throw it the third throw over to XRP. Boy, that looked good on paper, though, didn't it? What happened? The plan was so good. So Shiba is basically digging its way under the doghouse right now, to put it kindly. And XLM is, not so much. It's kind of doing okay. So right now I'm kind of scrambling for an answer that makes sense to me. But the answer that does make sense right now is hold. You can't go broke until you are certain of making a move, and I refuse to book a loss, to swing, to hopefully regain. And it's called revenge trading. You hear me say that all the time. You lose money, you're like, oh god damn it, I'm gonna get these guys back again. That's called revenge trading. It's kind of like losing all your money at the casino and then going to the buffet and trying to overeat to get your money back. The result is the same. You end up feeling like shit, and it doesn't really do you any good. So let's not do that, okay? So revenge trading or revenge eating at the buffet, pretty much the same thing. So if you're in XLM, just basically hang tight. We're watching for a bottom here, and I'll call it when we see it. But right now we're not there yet. Now, this little bugger right here is the kid in the corner doing his own thing. So Uh, I want to talk about this because I called this. You guys played it. I hope um, if you're going to play my calls, and I use that term very loosely. If you're going to play my suggestions or my comments, you got to be there for the other part of the comment. And I worry sometimes about you guys that don't pay attention very well. So when we were over here, I told you this is a formation we call a sleeper. Sleepers wake up running, and boy, did that thing ever run. I told you this thing was going to have its day, and it certainly did. So we're looking at about a 35% run there. Now, when we got up into this general area here, I believe right about here I commented, if I said this in the VIP room, which is VIP is gold, platinum, and diamond, and platinum pro also. So VIP gets a lot more of my commentary. So if you guys are looking to subscribe, you might want to join us at the unfairadvantage.chat for free. But definitely, if you subscribe to Fibby Charts, you really should be in at least gold or up if you really want to get my private commentary. If you want to get videos that I don't do publicly and stuff like that, I go into greater detail than I ever do here on public freebie stuff here on YouTube. This is really just publicity, is all this is that I do on YouTube. But anyway, I told everybody you might want to consider taking profit. Was I right? Was I right? When you're right, you're right. I was right. So this thing came up. And I'll tell you why this happened. We've seen this a multitude of times. This is basically what I call a three-wave down. Saw it coming. Anytime you see a fast run, that's not a fast run. Anytime you see a bold run like this, you must expect a 50% give back or thereabout as normal, and probably 50% rise of that, and then drop down, and it'll drop down there, and lo and behold, we're right back where we started. Shocker, not really. So now, is XDC a turd? No, definitely not. Definitely not. What this is this is just the supermarket manager's just turning over his tomatoes. He's just looking at what cans on the shelf are collecting dust, and he's creating a little excitement. So XDC was kind of sitting there doing nothing. They just decided to put it on sale, send the bot armies after it, and generate a little enthusiasm, and that's what makes money for these exchanges. And so that's exactly what happened. So anyway, we're back where we started. Now, if we're going to be sinking down, if the whole market's going to be dropping, XDC is going to do much in the same. I'm not at all going to be surprised to see this down into the 8-cent range, and I want you guys buying this. I don't give suggestions, but I will tell you, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. I mean, you know how I am. If I firmly believe in something, I'm not going to mince words, and I'm not mincing words. If you see this at 8 cents, don't be stupid. Buy it. That's my opinion. Only my opinion, not financial advice. This thing it's not yet. It is an immature coin. It has a weird wallet. It's hard to get. We've covered this many times. Those people that will do the things other people won't do and suffer trying to, oh my God, where's the wallet? And how do you buy this thing? And where do you store it? Go through that. Slog through it, man. Put in the time. Do it. Get that weird wallet, get that weird factory wallet, and oh my God, I don't want another wallet. Well, if you want to keep your life convenient and stuff like that, then you're going to have a very convenient lack of profit to show in your thing. You have to go out there and dig in the weeds to pull out the treasures and stuff like that. That's just how it is. So lately we've been talking in VIP Diamond and Platinum about DAOs, DAO. You want to talk about digging through the weeds? Holy crap, guys. The amount of crap that you have to go through to get into a DAO is ungodly. But the profit, yeah, that's rather heavenly. But they aren't just going to give this to you. They're not just going to give it to you. You got to earn it. You got to earn it by doing the work and the research and understanding what you're buying, blah, blah, blah. And that's still no guarantee. However, so XDC, yeah, you can keep it in LAPEL. All right. I don't use LAPEL, so I use something different. So. But nonetheless, there is a factory wallet and stuff like that. So my point being here is with XDC is if it gets down into that 8-cent range, kids, you best be backing the truck up. I don't want to hear nothing but beep, beep, beep from everybody backing up, because it's going to take a while for this thing. But this is an ISO coin, and it's part of the new financial system. And right now, this gear is not turning yet, but once it starts to turn, it's going to move a whole lot lot of things. So you want to be owning this stuff. This is kind of I can't give you a direct comparison of what this would be like owning, but think of it as owning. Well, I'll just throw this out there. It's not a direct one for one comparison, but think of XDC as like owning XLM back when it was a penny or less. You know, I mean, would you love to be buying a penny or less XLM right now? I'm quite sure you would, because we're looking at about 33 cents right now, and on up into $15 in the not too far distant future. So yeah, XDC is going to be one of those coins, and you definitely want to own it. So we are forming, just to kind of get into a little TA stuff here, I'll give you more validation for what I'm saying. You are seeing here's a shoulder. Well, we can broadly, this is not your classic head and shoulders, but you know, work with me here. It's a Batman. So, you know, it's Batman. So anyway, what we're looking at is we're looking at basically overall a head and shoulders. Now from that, you're looking at that velocity taking you down, right down into this general area. I don't know why I look at this thing. It's like a car crash I can't look away from. I hate this coin so much. I hate this coin. I just do. I don't want to, but like I said, I've bitched about this coin on broadcast long enough. You know my story. I've owned too much of this for too long and have very little to show for it. So, you know, what can you say? Sideways. All right, moving on. It's not. I'll tell you, broadly speaking, I'll tell you, you can expect it's going to be falling into 0.04057 is your next dual AI line. So you can expect it. We're trending down. So you can see it's basically going to drop to right there. All right, enough said on that. All right, so let me hop over here onto Theta. So as I suggested, and it's not a hard and fast rule. I'm still vetting this. I'm kind of wondering or observing or trying to form a theory here that hasn't quite panned out just yet. But it's kind of my contention. Let's just put it this way. It's kind of my contention that Theta tends to front run the market. What we see Theta do, shortly thereafter we see the rest of the market do. Now, every rule is meant to be broken, absolutely. But it's been my notice lately. It's been my observation lately that tends to be true. Not always. I'd put it in probably the 85 to 90% possibility that happens. Right now it's tracking generally with the market, but if we see any like obnoxious runs, is what I'm talking about, then shortly thereafter we see the rest of the market following suit. So so here we are with Theta back down in the sub $7 range. So is it going to go lower? Absolutely. I'm just going to throw this out there and tell you that I'm not going to be surprised to see it. I'm holding, guys. You know, I could be dumping it if I wanted to, but I'm holding. It is what it is. But do not rule that price out. Do not rule that out. I can see very good validity in believing that it'll go that low. We have, I'm going to stretch my thinking here just a little bit, or I'll kind of hang myself out here. So this is not classically a opening move. Opening moves are usually pretty fast, but that slog, that distance right there, can be you have an opening move, then you have something goes on, then you have a closing move that either goes up or down the same distance. That right there, I have a very sneaky gut feeling is a long, protracted, drawn out. And this is just experience and eyeballs is doing this. But watch what happens when I take that and I stick that right there. Puts us in the blue zone. And so I have a strong suspicion that we're probably going to see that, or at least half of that. So on a 50% move. So that would probably put us generally right in that area on a 265 AI dual AI line. And that would put you at about $5.25, $5.35. Certainly a very, very attractive buy price for Theta. You guys know. I don't think if you know what Theta is, you know the numbers sort of predicted to be come in the next 4 or 5 years. We're looking at $2,500 to $3,500. I have no doubt in my mind. That's what Anubis, our other AI long distance statistical bot, is predicting. It's predicting actually higher than that, but we'll get there. But again, I always have to say this because the guys that get all spunky about this and like, oh man, it's going to go to 3,500. I'm going to be a millionaire. Well, that and a $25 loaf of bread. You got to remember the price of money is not going to buy you a squat. 5 years from now. So don't get all too excited about a $2,500, $3,500 Theta because you might need that to buy gas for your car and pay your rent and buy bread and food. Won't go as far as you think it will. At least you'll have it. Most won't. But hate to be a party pooper, but there you go. So you must always understand that. I that's part of my job here is to not only give you the tools to be able to achieve this income, but to understand what that income means. I think there's a lot of people that you have to have a relationship with money to understand how it moves. The money that you're holding right now. I'll give you a good example, a little side story here. So we went to Vegas, and Vegas is always expensive as crap. And I'm going to tell you two little stories here, where it's time to talk about the state of the world that we're living in as related to Diet Pepsi. And so, so you guys, I'm notorious for drinking Diet Pepsi. That's what fuels my insanity here. It's my starter fluid in the morning. That's what keeps me primed. There is no Diet Pepsi. We're all in trouble, and I think we're all in trouble here. I'll give you an example of what's going on here local where I'm at. I drink 1 liters of Diet Pepsi. I like it because the fizz is like really intense. A 1 liter, they're big, they're expensive. Now where I'm at last summer. They're not cheap, and I drink 5 to 8 of them a day. They're not cheap. Usually, you can buy them on sale for a while. It was you could get 2 for $3.50, and it was 2 for $4. I'm like, okay, well that's kind of expensive. I might have to take up something cheaper like crack, but for right now, I'm sticking with Diet Pepsi. And so I went to Vegas, and oh my God, I paid $6.85 for 1 bottle at the little convenience store at the Luxor. I'm like, holy crap! Do I get a personal masseuse with that too? So, I didn't. So anyway, that's Vegas. That's La La Land out there. So, but I came back now, and now those same things are going for. What is it? It's $3 a bottle, and it's not. They don't have 2 for. They usually have the 2 for sales during the summer, so it's $3 a bottle. So in other words, $6 for 2 now. It's creeping up, guys. Now that's story number 1. So that gives you an example. See, so here, what to put it in this perspective, $3 buys me a and I refer to it as pop because I'm in the Midwest. That's what we call soda pop. If you ever hear me say that. So a can of pop or a bottle of pop. Is $3, and so you have to think about that. How many cryptos does that buy? It buys a shitload of Shiba. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember this stuff. Now, here's the other thing, completely related, but on another thing. This is why I think we're all in trouble because I might not be able to get my Diet Pepsi here pretty soon because 1 liter bottles haven't been available anywhere in town since I got back from Vegas. The week after I got back from Vegas, they just cannot be had. I drove all over town. I will drink the smaller ones, but I like the bigger ones because, like I said, they have more intense fizz. There's none to be had. I don't know what the hell is going on with the Pepsi Corporation. Well, I kind of do. It's typical. I mean, you can't get workers, blah blah blah. But here's the thing. Is I'm hearing all kinds of ancillary stories. There's a plastics shortage, okay, be that as it may, and there must be something that's in Diet Pepsi or Diet Mountain Dew, Diet Pepsi, blah blah blah, that is not easy to get, not easy to manufacture because Pepsi seems to have no problem in the 1 liter. I will not drink that, but Coke doesn't evidently seem to be have a problem, but I don't drink Coke. So there's something going on there. So I'm seeing. So like when I go into convenience stores, I usually there's a chain called Casey's around here. I go into Casey's and it's just these giant holes in the shelf and they're front filling. That's my Diet Pepsi lid you're hearing. Um, there's these giant holes. They're just front filling walls of Pepsi to fill in where the Diet Pepsi used to be. And so these cracks are starting to show, guys. And you go to the car dealers and you see them lining up a thin array of cars. You see, I'm seeing it, guys. It's coming. So the stuff that I told you that to be ready for back in Roundtable 1, we're starting to see it. Here's one thing I do. It just popped into my mind. My 21 group had a meeting last night. Now we're going to start seeing the gas problems. So I want to kind of segue a little bit here while I'm kind of in that frame of mind and talking about getting you guys ready, and then we'll get back to the charts here in just a minute. This is going to be the week when we're going to start having gas problems, guys. So they allowed us. Wasn't that sweet of them? The powers that be allowed us to have our little family get-togethers or whatever. Now the gas problems are starting. So I actually heard confirmation of this. Economic Ninja, who I'm still trying to get on his channel. We're trying to get that all hooked up. He's a busy guy too. So eventually, I'm going to hopefully be with Economic Ninja. We're gonna work this out. We're going to discuss some things, work some things out. Hopefully here, and maybe on a couple of shows if I can get with him. But he was talking about how truck drivers have been basically encouraged to just not be picking up this gas because gas might spike, and it's kind of like being a silver dealer. I mean, God, you don't want to sell your silver because the shit might go up and you might actually make more money just by hanging on to it. Gas is almost like silver in a way. So these guys, they're telling you that we're having a shortage and whatever. Yeah, you saw the price of pop on Amazon. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Yeah, you don't buy certain things on Amazon. I'll tell you what. Don't assume Amazon is a good price because it's not. It's not. Any joker can list. I don't want to segue down to the fifth story here, but yeah, that's. I've seen potato chips for $15 a bag on Amazon. So bullshit. So anyway. Gas is going to get crazy. So what I want to encourage you guys to keep your cars full. Don't wait till the morning the next day or whatever. Keep your cars full, really. If you do still have a job, you do whatever. As for me, what I've been doing is I went to the farm supply store and I went and got a whole shitload of 5-gallon gas cans, and I got some stable fuel stabilizer because gas doesn't last that long. If you're into storing gas, you must realize I'm an automotive engineer by trade, so you're hearing this from the horse's mouth. Fuel does not last longer than about 3 weeks. You need to understand that. So you need to go get something called Stabil, Stabil, or something like that. Don't buy it on Amazon because oh my God, you can get it at the auto parts store. What it is, it's like an additive. They'll add about 6 months of usage, 6 to 8 months of usage on your stored gas, and again that'll add the cost of gas. But better to have it than not have it. So what I did is I went and I cleaned the shelves out. I bought 55-gallon cans, and I know that sounds insane, but I'm going to be laughing when you're all pedaling to work. I am serious about being ready for this because I know what's coming. I've been telling you, and I've been right all along. So I went out and I got every single thing that I possibly could to store gas in, and I haven't been filling them up yet because I don't want my whole house to be a gigantic gas bomb. But I do have outdoor storage out back in my dog sheds, so I am going to start stockpiling gas starting today. I want you to hear what I just said. Starting today. And the reason why is because as we progress, the ending this month, they haven't hit us with our next little, and it's going to be gas. And then it's going to be food. And then it's going to be electricity. And this is going to go one kick in the nuts after another, after another, after another. So just be ready for it, guys. Not only that, if I'm stockpiling gas at current prices, you can bet your bottom dollar, literally, that it's not going to be the same price come next week, next month, next year. So nothing wrong with buying it now. So I'm going to spend the money. I might as well spend it now. Following me? All right. So let's, every once in a while, I always like to kind of throw that stuff into the group and just kind of let you guys know because I'm a full service survivalist here. I'm here to help you guys, not only survive, I'm here to help you guys thrive. You know where my heart's at. I care about each and every single one of you. You're part of the Fibby family, and I love you all dearly. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get back to the charts. So T-Fuel. Oh, T-Fuel. Swing, baby, baby, swing. So watch this thing, man. Some money ready to be made. Where's my swing traders at in the chat? So you guys like to be swing trading stuff? We're in the zone. I told you where we're at. Look at that. I'm right again. Potential support and buy level. Bam, 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 bam. And now we're going to fall out of it at this point in time. So let's forget I said that. Where we're going to go next. We're going to go down here. 50% support is that right there at 28.75. Very, very likely. But if we fall down to here, I would be not too hesitant to probably put in a buy right there. Maybe catch a swing right there and sell. That's thin. Yes, I like to do 15% profit, 15% or larger percentage trades, but it's been a long cold spell, so you got to keep your money moving or whatever. However, if you want to hold for the big drop, I can assure you that I feel pretty damn good about getting down into that area. If I always have to kind of put in a disclaimer, if this is going to go lower, if they're truly going to run this market down, and I think the odds are so good that they are, then you're going to be seeing that 27 cent thing and on down lower. You guys know that I used to tell you that anytime you could buy T-Fuel under 25 cents, buy it, because it's a no-lose proposition. And I was right, wasn't I? Again and again and again. T-Fuel is, I always have to, I don't want to overhype anything, but it's just so hard to lose money on T-Fuel. It's just hard. I mean, the thing is, if you buy it, it went down. Hang on, it'll come back. It'll come back. T-Fuel has so much use case, and the best is yet to come. So these prices, any time that you can buy something at an attractive price, maybe it goes up short term, sell it, take the profit, take those profits. But if it went a little bit lower, wait, your day will come. And you don't have to wait very long. This thing is very volatile. If it goes down, goes lower than what you paid for it, just hang tight. Don't go all in on any coin. See, that's one of the things that we talk about a lot. Don't go all in on one coin. That's what causes trade sickness. You're like, oh, that feeling that you get, like, oh, I was supposed to have bought the bottom. Famous last words, right? I was supposed to be the bottom, and it wasn't the bottom. So and we've all done that. You buy 30, and all of a sudden, some bitch, it goes to 27. You're feeling like crap. Well, maybe I should sell, and I should, I'll get it, revenge trade, and I'll get it back. Well, you don't do that. You buy that position that you're happy with, and you wait. We're doing calculated gambles on statistical probable moves, and so let's back out here a little bit and get a deeper look at this story. Whoop, sorry, wrong chart. Let's go in the 1 day. So these are 1 day candles. So I'm suggesting to you this. So this actually tells a pretty telling story also as well. So we are rolling in a 1 day range. So look at this. Do you think we're going to get down to 25? I certainly do. Let me show you this. Right there. So, and here's our bottom support. So this is basically where I think ultimately the indicators are still pointing down. Now they're looking a little squishy. We can go into a longer red session. So just suffice it to say, I mean, does that look about what you'd expect to see? Certainly jives with me. Now, doesn't mean that you can't possibly maybe buy in that range right there. Doesn't be whatever. Anything really into 28.5 or lower, anything kind of in this general area here is perfectly fine. I mean, if you just don't want to try to buy the ultimate bottom and you'd rather just get in or whatever, what I'm suggesting to you is this. If you get in, let's say you get in right there, and you wait for the next swing up, and let's say we swing just going up to recent highs. Let me take this here. Let's say we go from like a recent high right there. There's 40%, just back to that dual AI line right there. So you don't have to necessarily buy. So who amongst us wouldn't just be doing cartwheels and backflips over making 40% on their money? So this is what I'm talking about. And look at the amount of time it takes to do that. You're talking, matter of a couple of weeks. Each one of these hash marks is a day. So you're only looking at like, what, 15, 20 days to get a 40% return on your money? You're never going to get that with Chuck Schwab, I can tell you that much right now. And if you want to hold longer, that's not a problem either, because it's definitely going to be going up. But we have to get through some bad stuff first. So treat this like a swing coin. But when we hit the bottom, and I will tell you when the bottom is in, then if you choose to go to the moon riding T-fuel, then you can do it. You can do it with pretty much all these coins, but you got to know where the bottom's at first. We're not there yet. So I do want to talk about Atom, because Atom is a not the most profitable coin that you can stake, but it's for beginners, for people that don't want a lot of hassle, for people that don't want to have to go through all this trying to get a weird wallet. You could buy this on Coinbase. This is the highest yield staking coin you can buy on Coinbase. Let's just say it that way. For my American brethren, this is the coin that you would buy. Buy at a discount so that when it goes up, you got the valuation rise in the coin, but you've also got the money that it's throwing off residually as profit and compounding. Atomic will do that. So can somebody please put in the chat what it is currently paying? I believe it's around about 11% APY right now, if I remember correctly. And you can store this in Exodus, and I won't get into all the other different places and stuff like that. But long story short, you can buy this thing and basically just sit back and let it make money for you, and the coin can go up in value too. So that's kind of a twofer, But the prices right now are getting more and more and more attractive. 27. I mean, this thing has been up there considerably higher than it is right now. I'd have to go back and look and see. Hang on just a second. Go back in the one-day chart. Yeah, we've seen prices almost damn near $50, $48. So. If you look at the 1 day, you can see that this thing is trending up. Now it will come back down here. Obviously, we're looking at probably, looking at the 1 day, I would not be surprised to see it probably hitting about the $22, and let's just call it $22.70 to be range. Would I buy it at that range? Safely put, not assuming any kind of a crash or hard pullback correction. That's a pretty safe bet to make. You can clearly see it right here. The TA would suggest it's going to drop right here. If it drops any further, the lower that it could go is probably as low as $17.25. Yeah, there you go. Damn near 12%. Damn near 12% APY. Though that beats the crap on anything. Hell, if you own Coke stock, you're not going to get that. Coke is as blue chip as it gets. From my earlier story, I damn sure wouldn't be buying Pepsi. I wonder back to that whole hot mess. I'm glad I don't own Pepsi as a stock. I don't own any stocks, but I'm glad I don't own a company like that, because can you imagine being a PepsiCo stockholder and just going into your local market and just not seeing the thing you're invested in sitting on the shelves? I mean, there's got to be some investors in Pepsi that are just pissed right now. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing, man? Get to work. I talk to some of the people. I'm a constant talker, and I talk to the people behind the counter. I'm like, when's Pepsi coming out? They're only coming in once a week. I'm like, well, how are you going to sell product if you're not putting it on the shelf? So, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with Pepsi, but Coke obviously has got their crap together slightly better than Pepsi. But apparently Dr. Pepper, which is that's a kind of a division of Coke, if I remember correctly. Pepsi is going to lose market share like a son of a bitch. And so if you're an investor in Pepsi, you might want to throw that overboard, because I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing the handwriting on the wall for Pepsi. It ain't looking good. But anyway, back to this. So you're looking at probably the lowest you're probably looking at on a pullback, because generally you're looking at a trend that's going to take you very predictably higher. So you're probably looking at around about $18 being the best you can buy Atomic. So if you want to set your alarm clocks for around about 1825, 1850, I would tell you that's a possibility that you can get it done. Now, should you buy it? Should you buy it and stake it? Here's what I'm going to tell you. My opinion only. You guys that are under, I don't know, let's pick a number. You guys that are under $25,000, no. Not unless you have gone absolutely bananas with something like Shiba. If in some weird, perverted way that Atomic is going down and Shiba is just having its day in court and doing well, uh, there's no excuse for anyone who's under six figures of crypto investment to be investing in Atomic, point blank, because there's better money to be made. However, I do hold this out as a shining example of something that's easy, safe money. Like I have a couple of diamonds that I can think of who are rocking better than $1 million. I would probably tell them, I would probably suggest to them, if it were me, that maybe they look at about 5% of their portfolio in this because it's safe. You know, because that 5% of $1 million some bucks, and some of these guys have multiple millions of dollars that are in the diamond program. I would suggest to them put 5% in because it's safe, it's easy, it's reliable. Sometimes you're not always trying to make all your money go, win the triple crown, in the horse race. Sometimes you just want your horse to do well and you just want enough left in the bag that you have. At the end of the day, you want more than you started with, and Atomic will always give you that, at least at this point. But you guys that are sub six figure, maybe not necessarily something you want to be involved in. But I put it out there just for your consideration. So VeChain, oh, don't you love it? So I told you this was pretty much going to be the end of the party. And when this thing got to about here, I wasn't feeling good. And when we fell out, I said this is going to get worse. And it got worse. Worse for them, great for you. So here we are at 11 cents. Now, there's the prediction line way back there. Way back there. Boom. That's what we call a ping. Perfect hit. It passed it, came back up, and it's resisted right off of it. So that line has validity. So now, where are we going from here? That's a dual AI line, 2.675. Good news, guys. Sub 10 cent VeChain is back on the menu. It's coming. Now, we have a little bit of work to do before we get there because that is 16.75% drop. Not going to happen immediately. You're probably looking at around about there as a 50% move. It could go down, fake, go back up a little bit, go sideways for a while, drop a little bit more. So I always want to make you guys aware of where 50% falls on these predictions. But, so you can see we actually even had that happen here. It kind of fell, jiggled a little bit, and then fell again. That's what I'm suggesting will probably happen right here. So, but you can see that it is, if you back away and you look at it, it is well within spec of a downtrend. You can see we have whoops, excuse me. You can see we have a touch off here, we have a touch off here, here, here. Lots of interplay through the middle. So that's a channel you can believe in. So if 0.098 VeChain excites you, get yourself ready to start buying some because she's coming. If not lower. If not lower. We'll see. Yeah, Crypto Hunter, we're basically just kind of waiting for this thing. XRP's not going to do anything until the next year. It's you got your crypto and then you got your XRP. Don't even include that in the conversation at this point in time because every time you get a chance to buy it when it dips like this stuff, I mean the whole meme of buy the dip is just getting to be kind of infuriating because it's like every idiot's just going around clucking that at each other. But the truth of the matter is anything under $1 XRP, if you got some pop cans you can take back, if you got some extra blood you can sell, kidney you don't need. Damn it, do it, man. Don't be crazy, because it's like if you can control yourself long enough to watch that lottery ticket. It's not a lottery ticket. If you can watch that seed take root and grow, those little bitty seeds that you're planting with XRP are going to grow some mighty tall XRP oak trees, mighty tall. But oak trees don't grow overnight, and neither does XRP. So. So here's our free call. We do updates on every once in a while. So you guys, if you haven't joined me at the unfairadvantage.chat, please do. And it's our free Discord. So if you guys are just coming in on the chat right now, my name is Red Baron. I'm from the unfairadvantage.chat. And obviously these charts here coming from fibbycharts.com. So let's go up here real quick here. Let me show you something. So just go to subscribe. If you guys want to get involved in the charts and stuff like that, you want to see some of the stuff, just basically, we're still, apparently hasn't taken it down yet, still got the Black Friday deals up. And I would highly suggest, if you like what you're listening to, I do this every single day, 365 days a year. I do it in VIP, which is a closed room in the gold, platinum, and diamond levels. So at the very, very least, you might want to consider getting in on the gold level, because that's a hell of a deal, because normally it's about $150 a month. So not a bad deal. So Chase is out with his girlfriend here right now. Chase is the owner and the guy who runs, the madman behind the construction of this website. So he's the one that he's my boss, I guess you could say. he's my son, by the way, those of you guys that don't know who Chase is. So all right, so OMG, as I was saying here before I lost track of what I was saying, OMG is a free play that we give away at the unfairadvantage.chat. And again, you guys can join us for free and kind of watch. We update this every once in a while. So I want everybody to have a chance to get into crypto. You don't necessarily have to subscribe to us yet, although you will see the advantage of it as you get to watching. And so I want everybody to have kind of a free swipe. And so I picked OMG last summer, and we've been tracking and just updating my predictions and stuff publicly for people on this. And I said that we're looking at anywhere, OMG, this is back when it was about $3, sub $3. I believe it was about $2 when I started to do predictions on this. And I told everybody that our AI software, Anubis, was predicting that OMG will get to $20 to $25 this year. And it hit 20, guys. It hit damn close to 20 already. So prediction 1, we'll call it good enough. Now, here we are sitting at $8. So I mean, the party over? Not by a long shot. OMG is a good coin. It's an old schooler. It's available on Coinbase. It's easy to get. It's got high market cap. It ain't going away anywhere. So right now it's on sale. It's just falling back down. It's just falling out of bed. And I like that, because basically this is an opportunity to get back in and get more. Now, where are we going with this? The support is basically at the yellow here. Let's go back and really look at. Well, the support is actually higher. It's about $14, but yeah, here it is. I predicted a hard drop area. So I want to show you how far in advance I can see this coming. So I showed everybody a down move and ultimately a move into the yellow box. So that was clear back in October. Well, it was back here when I drew this. It was clear back here, let's just call it the 1st of October, where I showed everybody how this was going to crest, and I expected it to go down. It went sideways forever. Ever and ever and ever. And then it popped up, but look what it did. Down and down. And here we are in the yellow box. Now, we've fallen through the box. So these guys that kind of laugh and go, well, it never did go down. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Never rule these things out. And this is the way the market moves. So now that we're here, sliding down like this, I don't believe we're quite to the bottom yet. So yeah, I'm going to cover Shiba here next coin. So we've got, let me pick up a little something here. Let me move this so everything's closer to where it needs to be. All right, so we've got there's an opening move, there's a closing move. All right, so I let me go back and explain this. So so you guys are new on live streams, don't understand my methodology sometimes. Computers have an OCD. They make a move, they do something, and then they always have to unmake that same move, that same distance, that same velocity. So this is all one movement, if you could call it that. So that's an opening move and a closing move. So I just happened to catch that out of the corner of my eye. So I give this call or this prediction with great hesitation because there's the opening, there's the closing. So normally you would look at this and say, okay, well, listen, it's going right here, and it does follow the eye. I'm not suggesting it couldn't happen though, but I am seeing it. Well, okay, maybe I am suggesting because I'm seeing something else. There's an opening move, closing move, same opening move, possible second closing move. So you can kind of look at this many ways, but I choose to look at this as possibly a continuation like this, because as you see this, let me show you, it falls very well within the parameters of, you can see how it's got a lot of connectivity there with the middle of the channel. So I think OMG is still looking at a sag. You're looking at about let's just call it about $7, and let's keep it round, and let's say about $7.10. OMG $7.10. Now, if you come in at $7.10, and I'm saying it's going to 20 to 25, not fantastic money. If you would have been in on it at $3 back when I originally called, but you know, it's out there for your consideration. Now, is $25 the end of the party? No. That's just for this year. We're looking at considerably higher, and we'll talk about that as we get into next year, what I see for next year. But I want to show you 20 to 25 before I show you what's coming next. I want to make a believer out of you. Should have made a believer out of you by now already, because we've already hit the first 20. But anyway, long story short is OMG. Now, if you guys want to swing this, that's a different conversation. So you guys want to look at this and say, okay, well, I'm just going to go grab this, and I'm just going to ride it up because I know it's going up. Well, we'll just ride it up there and maybe make, if we get to the bottom of that yellow, where's your first resistance is going to be? There's 23, 24% right there. Easy peasy. I'm going to skip. Actually, I'm going to open up a few here. I'm going to open that one. Definitely want to talk about debt. I'm going to open one debt. Polka dot. That bad boy. That one, and that damn thing, and of course that. Let's check in with Populous here real quick. So, guys in VIP have noticed. You'll notice what's going on here. So this is what makes this channel so much different than anything you've ever seen on YouTube before. Pattern recognition is something that I'm damn good at it. I'm an engineer by trade. I'm always looking for similarities. My eyes are just dialed in, like that's the way my brain works. So I'm always looking for things that give me the unfair advantage. That's how we named this channel. And what I noticed by watching the patterns with Populous is I notice there's a spike at every certain time signature. There's a spike, and I watched it. And I watched it, and I watched it. And literally, let me show you how accurate this is. This is literally exactly the same thing overlaid again and again and again. See those spikes? So every single time you buy, it spikes. You sell, buy, it spikes. You sell, buy, it spikes. You sell, again and again and again. So I've been watching. And again, there's another spike right there. So I'm watching. So theoretically here, there's your spike there. So theoretically here, I'm watching the next one. And basically it's trending down as it's spiking. So Populous was one. Getting back to, let's see. Let me paint this in here real quick. So if we go from here, I'm just going to cheat a little bit. All right, so let me tell the story of how this was developed. So I was watching this right here, and I told everybody right on that arrow, you guys better be buying this. So to go back and re-narrate this for those of you that are not familiar with this coin is what's called a factoring coin, and it has to do with basically when businesses need liquidity and they have too much stock or contracts or paper profits that are supposed to be paid. They can sell their paper and they can sell their contracts, and they can turn their future paid contracts. It's kind of like selling the advanced rent as a landlord and getting paid up front, and they sell it at a discount. So we'll just leave it at that for the explanation. Nothing wrong with this coin. Oh my God, this is such a necessary coin to have, or such a necessary business to have, especially in this economy. And Binance delisted it, and this thing just dove in price. And I said, nothing wrong with the coin, guys. Nothing wrong. Buy the shit out of it. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing wrong with this coin. And this thing kept going down and down and down. And I kept saying, nope, nope, nope. Nothing wrong with the coin. Nothing wrong with the coin. And when we got to this point where it had just slid all the way down here, I took a look at this, and I was getting indicators on our AI were sending me messages, and I said, guys, I'm telling you right now, something magical is about to happen. Buy this coin. I'm not kidding around. And look what happened after. This thing went from a low to a high of 200+% in a matter of just hours and days. A matter of hours, I think. Crazy. And so this is what happens when you're able to recognize patterns and stuff. Now, since then, obviously you should have sold. I told everybody, this is not the turnaround. I told everybody, this is where we settle. This is where we call ground level. We keep running away from it and coming back, and running away from it and coming back. So I told everybody, get the hell out of this thing. Book the profit, and down she went, right back down into the yellow zone again. So here we are, bouncing across the top of the yellow zone. But meanwhile, I'm watching these spikes, and I'm going, I'm seeing money here that I'm not taking. So I said, well, after about 3-4 of these, I'm like, something? I think there's some fishy business going on here. So I started to do the reverse math and started to calculate the spreads and the distances on this, and I came up with a time cycle. And I started to test my theories because I'm an engineer, and that's what engineers do. And lo and behold, I struck gold again and again and again, 11 times straight, 11 times perfectly. I mean, statistically perfect, not statistically perfect, but close enough. So meaning you can't set your watch by the hour, but if you're in it, waiting for it, it's going to happen. And it just keeps happening. So it happens generally on this particular chart. Every single chart is a little bit different one, but this particular one works on a 4.25 day time cycle. So about every 4.25 days, boom, she hits a geyser, just like Old Faithful, just goes up. So what's going on here? What's going on here is somebody's raping this thing for money. Somebody is manipulating this. Somebody's got a bot. Here's my theory. Somebody's got a bot programmed to kick this thing about every 4.5 days. And it kicks it, scrapes the money, suckers the people, pulls back, wash, rinse, repeat. And so that bot's been going. Now that bot's going to run for a little while, and sooner or later jig's going to be up, and they're going to change up the game. So this is about ready to peter out and stop happening. But I'm telling you, I think that there's probably about 2 or 3 more pops left in the game, but there's a good side to this. So as you look at this, now this ridiculous run up, we all knew that it wasn't going to happen. What should have happened if this was a normal organic movement, what you should have seen is a run up, pull back, a run up, pull back, run up, pull back, the 3 wave that I talked about at the top of the show. But we didn't. So that's complete, utter nonsense that you're looking at here. This was 100% manufactured, baked in the pie, look to basically see who they could sucker in, take the money, and run. Move is what it was. So now we're slowly progressing sideways to this thing, becoming what we call a sleeper. Now what's going to happen with a sleeper? I've already got my prediction, and it's right there. So when this thing finally does become a sleeper that wakes up running, right there is your target, or higher. But I'm going to be conservative. Your target is about let's just call it about $1.08. So when we fall down one more time, when we do get a magic geyser that takes it up to, oh my God, and then it goes up again, you could look for it to go right about 2.65 Fibonacci line in AI. And that's going to be for, let's theoretically take it from the red line to right there. That's 67%, 67 to 68%. Can it happen? Yep, happens all the time with Populous. Now, if that doesn't, get your panties in a bind, let me tell you what, if that doesn't excite you, let me tell you this. This coin has gone as high as $90. Now, will we ever see 90 again? That's a bit speculative. But this is a useful coin, guys. I don't care what anyone tells you. This coin is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the fact that it's not listed with a major exchange like Binance that's making all the bad PR. That's their problem. Binance has got its own problems, Tether and this, that, and the other thing. I mean, Binance, Binance is just a strange company anyway. But sooner or later, there's a vacuum. Populous is a quality coin, and there's going to be another company who's going to come along and go, you know what, Binance don't want it. This is fine. We'll dust it off. We'll put it in it could be Coinbase. I'm just theorizing here. I'm not, I have no intel on that. But if Coinbase, and in fact, Coinbase could probably list it. They list everything. Jesus Christ, they've listed worse. Coinbase could pick it up, dust it off, and list it. The next thing you know, we're off to the races doing $25, $30 easy. So. These prices right now, currently at 77 cents, don't let them wreck you. Don't let them panic you at all. So what I'm suggesting to you is that red line there looks to be anywhere. Right now we're in what we call the ping pong zone between the green and the yellow. We're probably going to come up into the green, I think, right now. I'm just looking at this casually, and I think we're steady. We're ready for a move up into the green, possibly, but I'd like to see us get back down here one more time deeply into the yellow. So let's just leave it at this. If it comes down into the yellow, I'm a fan of buying it. Absolutely a fan of buying it, and buy it and then wait. And if you want to go for the long game, then you're waiting for purple. If you want to go for the short pop, then obviously you're looking at 20-25% boosts every time it does one. So it's pretty much a winning game. You just got to define how much you want to win. Do you want to win long term or do you want to win short term? Speaking of swing coins, Bancor used to be one of my favorite. I've made over 550% on this damn thing. It really just hasn't been as volatile as it used to be. I don't know if that's just as mature as it is. Anymore. I don't know if it's just, I don't know why this isn't, but it just used to do these retarded swings, just 35-40% in a day. Just not doing that anymore. So I mean, this last drop we're looking at, which isn't all that radical right there, you're looking at 14%. That's nothing to write home about. So Bancor is just kind of, I'm just going to put this on the back burner right now. I might even delist it if there's nothing really much going on with it. There's really no point in kind of clogging up Platinum Pro with it. ICP is another one. I'm taking just a wander around the park here. I'm looking for a sleeper for you guys, because the next time I see one, I'll bet you guys are going to be a believer, because I've shown you enough of these. So when I find a sleeper the next time, you better believe it. It's going to happen, because we're sitting towards the bottom of the market. And they're all going to wake up running here pretty soon. So ICP is still trending down. I'm not seeing anything yet, yay or nay on this. I'm waiting for lower prices, but there's going to come a time when you're going to see me talk about this thing a lot more than I am right now. So I'm keeping it on your radar. No analysis would be complete without discussing this bad boy. Holy crap! So I am in on this. As I told you, I expected this is a long-term hold. We were in Vegas, and Crypto.com was just advertising up and down the strip, giant billboards. They had signs on the side of computers. They just renamed that Coliseum. I mean, where's the downside? Because I don't see it. But we had this gigantic run up. It had to cool off, guys. It just did. So I'm very. I don't like to use the word healthy. Healthy pullback, but if you're going to get a pullback, this is what it should look like. This is a beautiful pullback and correction. This is what you need to have. There's nothing here that makes me sweat, not a thing. So let me kind of give you. So basically, you're looking at a run up like this, a pullback to roughly not even 50%. So 50% is expected. This is more like 30%. So that's beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful. So what we should be seeing, looking at the standard, get the correct chart out here. Getting back to where TA is here. It's suggesting that we're going to be retesting second test at the high. Let me go ahead and get this on out of here. So TA would put us at a second test at the all-time high. That's good. If we test a second time, then we're going higher. Then obviously my dollar or higher will be achieved easily. So So should you be buying in right now? Well, the case to be made here is yes. This is one of those outliers where maybe the rest of the market's kind of going to shit, but this one's not. It would seem to look at this. The indicators are looking very good for the upside. Let me zoom out on that just a little bit. Get on the 1 day here. See if we can see a little bit something different. Well, it sure looks good on the 1 day though, don't it? Damn. Wouldn't you like to be at the bottom of that? All right, so there you go. So we've got a pretty strong case to be made here. Let me see if I can. Yeah. All right. So that's basically your operating area. So if you guys don't know what you're looking at here, hang on just a second. I'll explain myself here. So we're in kind of a tenuous area here. Let me kind of share my thoughts. So we're looking at the 1 day on crypto.com, CRO, C-R-O. Each one of these candles represents 1 day. Now, channels are a funny thing because they really do give you an awful lot of explanation of what, where resistances will be. Sometimes these resistances come and you don't always understand, well, why is it stopping in the middle of nowhere? Because there's theoretical lines that are running that you know nothing about, that are behind the system. And so that being said, we have some resistances. We're floating on the 1 day between our next resistance right here. We're right at the 50%. We could go down or we could go up. This is not a good thing. So if the rest of the market is to be going down, we have to start looking at the indicators. The indicators are not looking necessarily very good to the upside. So it's possible that we could possibly fall back down here. So here's what I would tell you. If you want to get in, looking at let me go back here. And I realize I told you it looks like it's going up here, but on the short term, it might. On the long term, what I'm showing you on the broader market, I think there's more down to go than up. Let me see if I can not ramble so much here and I can make a little bit more sense of this. There you go. You see it? So the potential here is this. We could fall down to here. We could go up to here. So we could retest a second high and we could fall back down to here, but we have the potential. So again, you have to kind of take into consideration, we have multiple channels washing all over the place. So the lowest that we could probably go is right there. So on this particular chart, you're looking at about, we'll just call it 70 cents to keep it even. Now on this chart here, lo and behold, we're right at about 70 cents. I hope you guys caught what I just did here. So again, right there is the same place I just made a dot. So we have confluence on the short, we have confluence on the long. So you're looking at potentially around about, give or take about the bottom of that channel, about 70 cents could be the potential low on that. So if I were to want to jump in on crypto, FOMO in on crypto.com, I would probably be looking at 71 cents as being the best hope you're going to get of the next leg up. And there definitely will be a next leg up. Crypto.com, I remember when this coin first came out, I asked myself some questions sometimes I probably already know the answers to. I like this is go, Jesus, man, I buy domain names all the time. And I'm like, how in the fuck did you get crypto.com? Well, they threw a ton of money at it. I mean, these guys have basically got the gold star of domain names, crypto.com. How do you not make money with a company called, that's like a porn site called sex.com. How do you not make money? Come on. And this thing forever, it was a very long game. This is what I want to kind of, the point I want to make here. You look at crypto.com, how long has this thing been around? It's been around a pretty respectable amount of time, and all of you knew this was there. None of you were looking at it. I wasn't looking at it either because I had other things going on. But I remember looking at this just kind of going, how the hell do these guys have such a Cadillac of a domain name, and they're just not doing shit? Because they were setting things up. They're a bank. They're going to be the new type of bank. They're slow to move, guys. The pieces are moving you know nothing about. And then one day you look up and wham, that thing hits, and oh my God, there's giant 60-foot signs on the side of casinos. They're running NFL ads. They're buying renaming coliseums and stuff. How the hell did this happen? Because they spent all this time setting things up that you knew nothing about. This is what investment is all about, recognizing these opportunities and getting in early. So you didn't get in on crypto.com at 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, whatever. I didn't either because I'm all in on a lot of other things. I mean, you can't get them all. But here's what I'm suggesting to you is you are still in the elite 1% or less of people in the world that have stepped to the table that do know what this crypto thing is. I have daily conversations with people that still think crypto's a scam. So should you buy crypto, or should you buy crypto.com at 70 cents? Yeah. If you, not as your main portfolio thing, obviously, because the bigger part of the run is over, because they've been doing just a crazy amount of advertising and stuff like that. But should you own it as part of a secondary tier of coins? It ain't a blue chip yet, but you can assure it will be. You can rest assured it will be. It will definitely be bright blue. Because it's going to be one of the new financial system banks. Mark my words. And in my gut feeling, which is usually right, my gut feeling is they're going to walk all over Coinbase pretty soon. Amen to it. Because Coinbase needs their ass handed to them. That company is shit. I am so sick and tired of dealing with it. I sit and listen to you guys tell your stories about your dealings with Coinbase. I've had a few of my own. Coinbase needs to have their ass handed to them in a high hat, because I'm sick of it. Every single time these guys go down, I mean, are we given to believe that multi-billion-dollar company? What are they using, an Atari 2600 to run that fucking thing? I mean, come on. Every single time that we have an exchange problem, it's during a run, and you're telling me we're having server issues. Give me a fucking break. Pardon my language, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, they're just raping us every single time they do that. And it's the Wild West, guys. They can do it. They do it because they can do it. And but I can tell you what, the torches and the pitchforks, and on top of it, while I'm on this soapbox, on top of it, none of us are getting our songbird. Or if I believe it's the songbird. None of us are getting one of those airdrops. I believe it was a songbird. It was one of them. I can't remember which one, but none of us are getting one of those coins that we were entitled during the snapshot. I moved a considerable amount of XRP on there for a snapshot, and those rotten bastards aren't going to give it to me now. Oh, they're getting it, but they're just not going to give it to us. And so I hope to hell that John Deaton, makes a profession out of becoming the XRP lawyer and just starts filing shit tons of lawsuits against these assholes. It would be the best thing that ever happened, because think of the billions of dollars that those guys are gonna pocket. I mean, they're just the new bank. I mean, they're just fucking the little guys, and that's us. Yeah, songbird. That's what I thought. I didn't want to speak out of turn. I mean, give me a break, man. That's rape of the highest order, and I'm in the 1% of 1% holders of XRP in the world. Trust me, you won't meet anyone that's more pissed than I am. I mean, it's a lot. And in fact, I don't want to get on that high of a platform yet, but I should be number one on that list. Suing the shit out of those guys for what they're doing, because they took my asset, and they benefited. Let's call it what it is, guys. I mean, we entrusted our assets to these guys, and they borrowed our money and they fucked us. They did. Let's call it what it is. We put our money in their hands. We didn't have to take our money. And let's be honest, if we really want to get persnickety about it, it didn't happen for free. I moved billions of XRP into their possession. And you think that happened for free? No, it didn't. And where's my money? It never came. So, and I'm not getting anything for it. But for the privilege of doing that, I lost XRP as a transfer fee twice. And so, yeah, seriously, these guys need to have their ass handed to them. They really do. So I'll get off that. But these kind of things happen. People go, well, that's how it goes. Well, not for long. Not for long. When payday comes and they start collecting that stuff, Watch the financial reports for Coinbase.com and watch what a profitable time they're having. People are the smarter guys in the group are going to start making the connections and realizing, oh, all that profit that you posted this year, that's from when you hosed the little guys that you took all their money and you didn't give them their fair share. So that's going to be followed immediately by a class action lawsuit. I assure you. You haven't heard the last of that conversation. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to a few things here. So crypto.com. So should you get in on this? Yeah, I believe you should. I believe you should. Do it at about 70 cents. I think that's probably a very, and honestly, I'm already in. I was in at about that. So, I'm going to hold it. And I was going to hold it to $1. I was expecting a quick flip, but it didn't happen. So I'll hold it for a little bit longer. But I certainly don't want to let go of it. So I'm going to suggest to you that since this wasn't the quick flip that I wanted it to be, then I'm just going to go ahead and just hold a little bit longer and boost my time value of money, and it'll be great. So Matic, playing just like I told you. There's a head and shoulders. I showed you the velocity. I said it's going to come out of here, and we're already dumping. We're already dumping to the dual AI line. We're underneath the channel, and here we go. Here we go. It's a coming. It's a coming. So we're looking at right about there. I'm going to shorten that up a little bit. We're looking at right about there, which is that line that was predicted. It was so long ago. Anubis gave me a line to put in. So we're looking at Matic's going to be knocking on heaven's door at about $1.40, about $1.41. Now let's just call it $1.45. Just keep it simple. Right in that range. Now, should you buy Matic at that price? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would. Matic at that price isn't going to stay at that price for very long. Oh, look at this, look at this sad excuse. So I told you guys, Doge is not where you want to be anymore. It's just, Rover, speak to me. Speak to me, boy. It's time to take old Yeller out back of the shed and put one in the back of his head. It's not good. It's not good. It's going to go lower too, by the way, guys. Now, I will tell you this. There's always money to be made even in a train wreck. So let me zoom out here just a little bit. I'll give you some. You might be able to pick a little meat off the carcass before the buzzards show up. Let me. It not looking any better on the 1 day. It's like, this is not looking good. Guys that are holding millions of dollars. Oh, this is not good. The more I look at this, the uglier it gets. All right, let me show you something here that just really gives me the willies for people that are holding this. I'm so glad. I told Crypto Rich to get the hell out of this, and I wasn't joking. Buy it at 18 cents. Let me show you something. If you think 18 cents is a buy, let me show you what I'm about to show you. Anybody know what happens after that? This does. What do you know? I already had a predictor down there. By the way, guys, that's a sub 10 cent Doge. I already had. This is, so you guys who have never seen this chart work or never been a part of my channel, what you're witnessing here is nothing magic. This is stuff that happens all the time. That's what these grids do. These AI systems are absolutely insanely accurate. If you can read them, sometimes it's like looking at a dirty crystal ball. But yeah, it's nuts. I mean, there's proof positive right there. Clear back in June. I did a predictor, and here we are now in November. I strongly believe that that's possible, guys. Strongly. Let me go back and re-show you exactly how I come to that. So this is called an M formation. An M formation basically is kind of like an inverted double Adam and Eve or a double cup and handle. Basically what you're looking for is between point to pit, that distance, that velocity. And why that got long is because I'm using a logarithmic scale, which stretches. It's like looking over the horizon. You lose perspective. But basically this distance here is the same as this distance here is this right here. So this is the predicted drop from this move. You come out of an M to the bottom part of the M. And so, yeah, 50%. Could happen, Greg. Could happen. Now, let me kind of give you both sides of the equation here. So, we could drop 50%. We always have to allow for 50% because they just do this to us endlessly. But I'm not going to I'm not going to overlook the fact that that's sitting there floating there clear back from summer. Isn't it funny? There's nothing going on here, and I just happen to have a predictor just floating there for no good reason, and all of a sudden, boom, straight. So do not rule out sub 10 cent Doge. Now, if we do get down there, now here's how would I play this? You know, I know somebody who's a multimillionaire because of this, Crypto Rich. I know he's listening to this broadcast and he's thinking to himself, you know, I should probably buy some more Doge at 10 cents. Yeah, you probably should. Because I've been telling you guys for a long time, anytime you can buy Doge for under 25 cents, you know, as a flip, as a quick roll, do it. Now, this is the one case that I'm going to tell you stay the hell away from it because right now we're under 25 cents. I would tell you stay completely the hell away from it at 20 cents right now because what I'm showing you right now, and this is a one-day chart, it ain't looking good. So if we get down to, let's just play it at the halfway point. If we get down to, let's just call it, just to be conservative, if we get down to, let's just make it 13 cents. If we get down to 13 cents, you could probably buy that and catch a bounce. If it goes all the way down to 8 cents, then, you know, ladder in, whatever. Buy yourself some at 13 cents and do a second order at 8. And if it never fills, okay, fine. If it gets down to 13 cents and it bounces from there, then tell me what a genius I am. But it's coming, guys. It's coming. So that's pretty much my dissertation on that. Now, this is a dog coin, so brace yourself because you're not going to like what I'm going to tell you next. There's not the only dog coin we track. This is not going to get better. This is going to get worse. Much worse. So to be, this is vague. See, you'll notice this is what I notice how that line gets on. To kind of basically put a cap on this here, I'm going to kind of move this over a little bit. So you're basically looking at most conservative, that dual AI line, but possibly dipping and wicking even lower. So you're looking at you know, we've been speculating. Here again, here's another predictor clear down here. I mean, I'm not going to discount this from, you know, this got put here for a reason. So I'm not going to rule it out being off the grid or off the realm of possibility. So I'll just go ahead and leave that there for now. So that is one mother of a drop, but it's in the cards to happen. So let me just give you an example. If that drops that far, what did we just say on Doge? 50%? This is 40%. So, that's going to hurt. Hodlers, the Shiba hodlers, this is going to hurt. This is going to test your resolve of how much you really believe in this thing. About a month ago, I wouldn't have believed it was possible either. But when I can't refute when my system gives me these. I mean, look at this right here, for example. I mean, this came out of nowhere. That is an outrageous prediction to make. And there it is, right there. It hit it right there. Not a little bit, exactly. Right on the buyback line. Exactly. And that was a distance of 16 days. Over 16 days, actually, because I put that in there before that. So we'll call it about 18, 19 days. 19 days ago, I told you that was going to get to that point. And it did. Or 19 days before I made this. It took 19 days to get that. So here we are with these predictors down here lower. So how much do you love this thing? Because you're gonna get soaked if you're holding this thing. You're gonna get a royal dog bath before this thing pans out. This is one of the what do you want to call it? This is one of the joys of investing in meme coins. The fortunes can turn on you very, very quickly. You know, if you're looking at this, like, but it was supposed to go up. Yes, and who told you that? You know, Chad, skateboard kid. You know, you never heard a banker tell you this was going up. you never heard a Wall Street person, tell you we're going to be adding billions of dollars to Shiba Inu. You hear these legends on YouTube, but you never heard anybody who's real big money tell you this was gonna change the world. It's all the optimistic little idiots throwing their McDonald's money in this thing. So, got to know what it is. Now, am I suggesting this won't go up? Yeah, it'll go up. It definitely will go up. But they're going to bleed this down and drive every single non-true believer out of the religion before this thing, before the return of the Doge Christ comes. Sorry, don't mean to be sacrilegious, but before the chosen event happens, the resurrection happens. They're gonna test the true believers, definitely. Now, with that being said, my hope is I'm an XLM. My hope is I'm going to do a swap over. I was hoping. I always like to use that as an investment opportunity or investment term. Hope is not a plan. It's just it's when you have a lack of plan. But my intent, let's just say it that way. My intent is to watch XLM go up and then throw profits over into Shiba once it's been completely slammed into the dirt, and then watch that thing bounce up a little bit. So the opposite of what I wanted to do, but man plans, God laughs. Man plans, Shiba laughs. All right, so you can clearly see where the market's going. It's just down, down, down. So again, here, this is 1 inch. 1 inch, we're looking at about $3.11. I'm going to kind of spin through these things pretty quick. I mean, some of these are just sushi swap. Oh, baby, look at this thing. Just getting the hell beat out of it. So, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's just I saw this coming. So there it is. I look at it, make these predictions, I go away, I come back, and so the next prediction, you're looking at $5.62. I can move this right over here and no problem. We're going to look at that. Look how perfect that fits. Right there. That's the next prediction. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you with this. I have been known to get 300% returns on predictions on sushi, over 300%. And sushi is just a weird fucking coin. It just is. And so when this thing decides that it wants to turn around, it turns around violently. It's a love-hate coin. So here's what I'm going to tell you is when we get to the bottom of sushi, you might want to jump on over and get you a bag of this because when this thing comes up, it's going to come up big time. Whether you like it, I've never used it as an actual legitimate business. I've traded the coin several times. But the last time I saw a move like this where it was just down, 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 and it just went, I said to everybody, I think we're about to see a reversal. And within 8 hours of me making that prediction, we started an ascension to over 300% return. And so I'm seeing some parallels here, guys. So we are headed towards a bottom, by which I'm not suggesting we're going to see 300 again, although, if I'm telling you that the whole market's going 8 to 15% when things do finally wake up and start moving, yeah, 300% could be amateur hour compared to what we're about to see. So we're going to be watching sushi. I'm going to be watching. So you guys that are in our charts and subscribe to FibbyCharts.com. This sushi is available in the gold package. So gold, platinum pro, diamond all have access to sushi, and I do commentary to higher degrees on these coins at higher levels. But at the very least, if you want to watch my prediction for when I see the bottom on this, subscribe to gold. Go over to FibbyCharts.com, go to subscribe, get in on gold VIP, and watch. And this thing alone will pay for a year worth of my subscription, or of subscribing to me and listening to me and subscribing to the charts as well. So all it takes is one good hit to basically pay for a year of me, and I'm providing the hits all the time. All you got to do is basically have a little faith in the things that I show you, and I'm easily paid for by the stuff that I do. So at all levels. And especially right now that we're kind of heading towards the bottom of the market. I mean, it's pretty damn hard to lose money when you're at the bottom of the market looking up. Polkadot, another one. Polkadot, I'm not going to make direct comparisons to Ethereum, but it's kind of like some people have insinuated this is kind of the poor man's Ethereum. All right, I can respect that. So be it. Polkadot's got a lot of stuff going for it now. Will Polkadot be in the $500, $600 range someday? Yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah. $35 is not a bad price to pay. I'd like to see this lower, and I think we will see it lower. I'm fully prepared, braced to see this thing come down sub $30, down easily into the. Well, let's just say it this way: if we come down, let's just use standard TA here and just keep it simple. So $30. I'm going to tell you though that on a harder slide, we're probably going to be in that range right there. So I would hold out probably for around about here, which is about, we'll just call it 28.5, give or take. And at that point, I would probably call it good and then just ride the ride. Owning Polkadot makes all the sense in the world, because Red Bear will tell you that there's a lot of things that are interfacing with the Polkadot networks and with the Polkadot blockchain. And so it's never going to be on Ethereum's level, but it's going to be like owning Ethereum back in the day. The returns will still be the same, if not greater. Now, Dent. Our internet phone. I'm looking at the 1 day chart. We like to use the 1 day chart. I don't like to use the shorter charts on Dent. I like to use the 1 day chart because I've made a lot of money with. Whoops, sorry, that's XYO. With Dent, because I have pretty good history of it. Now, I sketched in a few things for the guys in Platinum Pro and Diamond, and talked at great length about what I think is going for Dent, but I'll give you Cliff's notes on that. But you guys are in the higher levels of subscriptions and stuff. When I do, I really do break it down for you quite a bit. And of course, obviously, there is private videos and stuff that I do, not public like YouTube, that VIP gets, and so I go into greater detail with actual number predictions and stuff a lot of times when I'm doing live streams behind closed doors. However, with Dent, we're basically, we look like we're ready to do it. We double topped and just, she ain't having it. Now, again, there's that formation I told you. We're in this prediction. I'm not kidding around about this. We're going to be back down into the green. Now, this is originally where I came in on this and sold clear up here. I mean, I had an outrageous amount of profit was made from there. So here we are coming down here. This is a coin. This is one of our Africa coins, if I remember correctly. And I won't get into all that. It's Africa's emerging, and anything linked to it, like ADA and a few of these others. Kind of hard to lose money on the Africa bet. But nonetheless, we already talked about how an M formation works. I'm just sketching this, so it's not going to be exactly 100% accurate. But we come from there to there. I mean, that's, I'm not suggesting we're going to go full stroke on this. I think we're probably going to go half, which puts you to the bottom of that green. Which, how gorgeous would that be to come and buy that back? Literally what I got it for. Subscriber paid right here, and paid a lot, actually. I took that and wrote it up and turned it into like crazy ass amounts of money, sold it, watched it go down, to be able to come back in and double dip on this thing, because when this thing does finally get past all this stuff and the skies clear up and the clouds part and the birds start singing, stuff like that, we're looking at $11 in the future on this, according to Anubis, our AI system. So right now at 0.004 cents, you couldn't get hurt at that price. But wouldn't you love to be able to buy in at 0.002.5? I certainly would, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be watching the green. I'm going to be watching that line right there in the middle of the green as being probably what I have my hopes and dreams pinned on. But when it happens, I'm going to be all in on it, guys, because this is a pretty much a no-lose proposition as far as I am concerned, because I've traveled all over the world. I've seen how other countries do their phones, their pay-as-you-go type of arrangements, and Dent is exactly that and more. So when the whole world's going to crap and no one's got any money, and I went into this many times going past live streams talking about how we all are going to be pay as you go. I mean, right now, I'll just tell this little quick story I've told before, but just to drive my point home. I talk to these little gals in the Philippines and stuff, and they're so they can't wrap their mind around the fact that I have a phone subscription. Yeah, I mean you can get those over there, but they're ungodly expensive. It's like you just pay one time a month. Yeah. See, they're used to every time they need phone, they call it load. Anytime they need, and they do this in Kenya, they do this in Colombia, they do this in Hong Kong, they do it all over the world. Anytime you need time for your phone, you go down to the local store, you buy minutes, you enter a code, and that gives you certain minutes. When the meter runs out, you're done talking. It works that way for electricity too in Kenya. It works that way for a lot of places. And that's what we're going to be seeing here in America. And the reason why is because that way they don't have to have a bunch of people come out and climb up a pole and unplug your cable or unplug your power. Your shit just gets turned off. Your minutes are up. You're sitting in the dark. I've had it happen. Sitting in Kenya, and the girlfriend forgot to pay the power bill or whatever, and all of a sudden we're watching Netflix, and the whole damn place goes dark. She goes, "Oh, I forgot to do my minutes," and then she gets on her phone, she enters a code, and boop, lights are back on, instantly. And so that's the point I'm making here is with this. This is pay as you go on the phone. It's pay as you go. So Energy Web, by the way, which we never talk about and we won't for a while. Energy Web is another coin that we track that's going to work exactly like that. That's what Energy Web is intended to be. It's being used in certain places right now. Speaking of that, let me jump into that here real quick. Energy Web. It's this coin right here. So I don't have access to it right now yet. We're still getting the coding put in. But watch this one in the future, because this one's like literally prepaying your electric bill on sale. So you'll be able to use these credits to literally power your house. So that's coming. All right. So point made on Dent. We're watching Dent. We want to see this come down in here. Definitely in the ping pong zone. Probably hit green, and just buy the crap out of that. XYO, who's been beat up enough with this thing? Present. We're all going to need therapy from buying this thing. So Veronica Jane predicted that this thing was going to be big, and it was. Timing is everything with this. She called this. I had said I expected this to take off here, and she also concurred with me, and by God, it did. But it's just been a wild ride, and so here we are on a reset. Do I believe in it long term? Yes, I do. Would I venture back into it? No, I would not. Not yet. A lot of this stuff has to do with I gotta see a big run on stuff. I'm happy where I'm at in the coins that I'm at right now. I'm not going to chase the latest and greatest thing, because again, like I said, you just can't have them all. This isn't Pokemon. You're not trying to collect them all. You're trying to collect a few good ones that do really well, that change your life. You got to have perspective, guys. You got to have perspective. There's always something newer or shinier or faster or more hyped, or as a celebrity, believe in it, whatever. That's just what this is, guys. And so you got to why ask yourself, and a lot of you don't, is ask yourself, why am I owning this thing? What am I expecting to get out of it? If you can't answer those questions effectively and fully, you shouldn't be buying it. Because everybody else is. Well, lemmings run off a cliff. You got to do that too. Because that's what you're doing. If you're buying this stuff and you don't know why you own it, or in fact, worst case scenario, if you don't know what it's good for, or at least a little something about it, I mean, shit. I mean, basically with this one, I believe in this because I understand what it is. It's a tracking coin. It has inventory implications, much like I see it being kind of a sister coin to VeChain in its applications. So yes, I believe fully in this, but the price has got to be right. So where I would probably be a taker would be back down here, probably between the orange and the green. Then I would buy it and stop screwing with it and just let it wait for it to do its thing. But I've taken a few lumps because I've been trading in and out too much. I got my hand was kind of forced by an issue that's outside of crypto. and so I won't get into that. But my hand was kind of forced to make some trades that I don't want to make, and so it is what it is. But that is about to come to a screeching halt here before very long, so I won't get into that right now. But nonetheless, XYO is a very strong coin to have. Wouldn't treat it as a swing coin because you're going to get bit. As you can clearly see, it looks like it's fairly predictable, but trust me, it's not. So this thing could break yay or nay at any moment. I believe that it will go down more because the rest of the market's going down. But here we are floating right above the halfway point. This is a dangerous point to be taking a position on, so don't do it. All right, let me get down here to. So by the way, I put Pancake for whatever reason. Chase forgot Pancake. So Pancake, this is going to get all reshuffled and back up. So Gala, let's talk about Gala and let's talk about IOTX. So Gala. Well, guys, let me tell you about Gala. So this thing is a metaverse coin. We'll call it a metaverse coin. A lot of hype. It's settling down now. So there's a few things you can infer here by looking at this, and we're looking at a 15-minute chart, so this has very limited history, but this would assume to be the floor right now. This would assume to be kind of a wedge. Well, that's probably not it. This would assume to be somewhat of a wedge formation we're in right now. Now, if you understand technical analysis, TA as we call it, if you understand how that works, let me zoom out. Let me take that back out. Let me get out the real honest God tools here, and let's talk about this for a minute. All right. So we're about ready to see something here. Oh, excuse me. We're about to see something here soon. So I'm going to make some assumptions here. So I could be wrong about this, but we're gonna make some assumptions here. So we had basically a bull flag. So let me show you how the foolishness happens here with the markets. So what you have here is you have a bull flag. What you should have seen is the flag pole should have been continued up. Very clearly, that's not what happened. They took it and they ran it the opposite direction and slammed it back down. This is where we completely fell out of bed and went the opposite direction. So now we're forming a pennant. Now, what happens with pennant, or what happens with this triangle formation, generally speaking, and we can only fall back on TA and make some speculations. This distance right here is what we call velocity. This velocity here is how we play out from this. Now, what should happen is you should go to the break to the flat side. We come out of, and you'll notice this is getting longer because again we're on logarithmic scale. What you should do is you should break out of that to the flat side and go all the way down. Ooh, man, Gala guys, this is gonna hurt, guys. Sorry, sorry. So what should happen with this is it should break out of that and fall down this distance off the point down. So again, let me show you. It looks longer. Yes, it is. You see, it gets longer as you go down. All right. So if I weren't on logarithmic scale, you would see it would be different. So, all right. Now, all well and good with that, but this is rarely how it works. Now, let me show you some things that kind of coincide with this, just for fun and games. That right there ties in very nicely with support and resistance. That would be all well and good. If we were to run up, do that, and then come back down, that would make complete perfect sense. However, I think what we're seeing here is we are going to see downward motion. It's possible this could play out, but let me give you scenario 2. Scenario 2 is we get something called a J-hook that comes out of this. And J-hooks come out of triangle formations only. They don't come out of anything else. J-hooks are another one of these little things that I've discovered that are just kind of an anomaly, that are weird. And what happens is usually what will happen is it'll get you to commit, going, okay, I'm going to short, and all of a sudden up we go. And the reason I've explained this infinite number of times. Is the reason why they do this is they're trying to sucker you into shorting, and then they take it, they turn it, and they take your money and they get you panic selling out of it, and they make money on you 3-4 times when you do this. So a J hook will and should work like this. How high up it goes, that's not an indication of how high. I'm just showing you generally how it goes. So where that will break is that will break generally at the 50% point. And you'll notice we have support and resistance right at the 50%, give or take the 50% point. We could kind of make that will put you a little bit more at the 50%. So right in this general area right here is where I would expect to see this breakout, bounce off of there somewhere, reverse direction, and possibly potentially go up like that. So for Gala guys, not going to tell you what to do, not going to tell you to sell your stuff or anything like that. Gala, I think, will do just fine. Metaverses. So we've gone through phase 1 of publicity on Metaverse. It basically, the hype is over now, and nothing left but the late party stayers and stuff like that. So you're going to see a bleed back on all all Metaverse related coins. I mean, they had this big to do where Zuckerberg rolled out his high tech video and everything like that. People are like, oh God, buy. It's a very emotional market. People buy things based upon trying to be the first one in and the first one out. And so that's already happened. So now you got the hodlers. I don't necessarily view that to be a very smart idea with something like this because it's so volatile. It's hodling a perspectable or on a speculative coin like this is going to be a waste of good capital that you could have put to work somewhere else. So if you're in profit on Gala, I'm not going to outright come out and suggest anything to you. I am going to suggest that you search your heart and think, look at what I'm showing you, and ask yourself, should you just leave that money on the table? Because I'm telling you right now, I don't believe that this is going to go up from here before it goes down. That's my personal belief. Now, when it goes down to the 50% of that, should you buy more? That's on you. If you made your money on this and you want to go on to greener pastures, then I would probably do that. You might want to consider what I'm showing you full stroke, because if everything is going to go down, all things are going to go down. Speculative coins like this are absolutely going to go down because there's nothing holding this up other than hype and hope. So it's very possible that this could go down to 42 cents. And if you want to buy back in at 42 cents and then hodl it, okay, that makes sense. So I want to kind of just put that out there for you to kind of remember. It's not only the plays that you're looking at, but how they interact with the rest of the market that you have to take into consideration. Now, IoTX, the Internet of Things. Ever heard that phrase before? So you think this thing's going to get bad? This thing's going to do well? The Internet of Things. We've been getting that rammed down our throats for the last 3 years. So it's kind of like crypto.com. You have a coin called the Internet of Things? How are you going to fail at that? You're not, because that's exactly what it's intended to be, is the coin that connects the Internet of Things. So right now we're currently on a pullback. Where does the pullback go? Well, generally speaking, right about there. And that's exactly where our TA would indicate we're headed. It's right there, generally speaking. Now, the bottom of that is right here. So actually, I should probably show you. The bottom of that is here. I'm just being kind of, we'll call that ping pong zone right there. So if that comes back and drops down into that area anywhere from 20 cents to, I don't know that I necessarily see that going to 16 cents, but anything from 16 to 20 cents would be a pretty smart buy to jump in on again. And you're looking at certain pulses here that are happening. I would put the next one right out there. So if we fall down here, we could very well see another something like that. Remember that I said that because it's I have a very good feeling that's about exactly what you're about to see. Some sort of pullback somewhere along here, and then up again we go. All right, let's see what else we're going to talk about here. Let's talk about this bad boy. And probably want to take a look at Algorand too. Algorand, I'll tell you, I was all right. Yeah. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a thought here. I didn't mean to just stop talking. Um, I would suggest you guys really start looking at this. This is a sleeper. Algorand is a sleeper. Um, I'll call it. I'll call it. So there's your one. If you guys, I'm not going to go into detail. If you guys are subscribed, you know what a sleeper is. Algorand is a sleeper. Now, ETN, Electronium. Electronium is another one of our Africa coins. Um, not having a recently good day of it, or a good month of it actually. Lot of there was a little bit of Africa hype going on, and everything was doing really well. This is a head and shoulders formation. I believe I commented on this kind of starting to have a down day. We haven't seen the worst of this yet. I'm not going to be surprised to see us down here under a penny or a penny, right about a penny. So for us to come down here into this generalized range right here, I see that happening. In a downturn, I definitely see that happening. So if you're in profit on this, better scrape it off the table because we're about to go lower on that. So, all right, let's call it a day here, guys. It's getting to be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I appreciate you hanging out with me. So, again, if you guys are new to the charts and stuff like that, I'd love to have you with us. Join us. Like and subscribe to this channel. Guys, do me a favor. Grab this thing and put it out to the world. That's how we grow. That's how we spread the religion of the magic chicken bones. That's what we call our system. So, until next time, thank you very much. Like and subscribe. We will be back. Now, hopefully, I'm going to be on tonight here with Crypto Joni, who is one of our teachers in Power Profits University. Our new reimagined crypto school. And so hopefully we'll get that set up. I'll be back on air tonight. Maybe. We'll have to see how that works out. And she's just going to kind of give us the 411 on a few things that are going on. And unless that's, I'll be back on regular live stream doing some public stuff here before very long. So I'd love to have you join me at the unfairadvantage.chat. And, of course, like and subscribe. Get in on that Black Friday thing, guys, because it shouldn't be going on right now. So I'd love to have you guys join us. Until next time, my name is Red Baron. Until then, be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and air grease, baby.